So you want to know how to make friends in college. 5 years ago, I moved alone to a new city for my studies, and I had to build my entire social circle from scratch. For someone who didn't have many childhood friends growing up, college was my fresh start. I was tired of feeling lonely and wanted nothing more than to make real friends. I wanted to find people with whom I could relate to, share interests, have inside jokes, and be vulnerable with. But as a natural introvert, I first had to embrace a more extroverted mindset. I was very intentional with becoming more energetic, more outgoing, more outwardly friendly. And I became proactive and strategic in finding structured ways to expand my social circle. I found there are 3 ways in which you have the opportunity to connect with others in college, so let's dive right into the first one. The first is by fate or circumstance. It's completely random who ends up in your class or lives in the same dorm. But these are people who you see a few times a week or even every day. You literally have endless opportunities to reach out and connect with these people. It really starts with the small stuff and to show others that you're open to connecting. That means making eye contact, smiling or saying hello, and introducing yourself. Keep in mind, almost everyone is in the exact same boat. You're all coming into a new environment. You know virtually no one, and everyone wants to take advantage of these orientation periods and the first few weeks of school, because everyone is trying to make new friends too. It's really about finding ways to connect with others based on the context of the setting. Maybe you have time to chat with the person sitting next to you before class starts. What did you think of the reading assignment? Have you come up with a thesis for your term paper? Have you heard anything good or bad about this particular professor? Little things that get the ball rolling in conversation. Or maybe you're at the dining hall and you see someone standing alone in line or sitting alone. Ask if you can join them, like, hey, I came here alone, can I join you? More often than not, people will say yes, because most college kids would rather make friends than enemies. Even if they're meeting up with other friends, usually people are more than happy to introduce you to others. Another great way to connect with classmates is through study groups. Especially if you're struggling in a specific class and know that others are having a difficult time with a similar topic. You can invite them for a study session in the library or even meet with the professor during group office hours. You'd be amazed at just how much you can bond over a common learning struggle. I used to book a study room in the library for a few hours each day. These were great for working on group projects, helping each other come up with paper topics, collaborating on homework assignments, and last-minute cram sessions for exams. I remember during exam weeks staying up late past midnight in the library, and with a few classmates we usually ordered dinner. One time we even ordered an ice cream cake to celebrate finals week. It was during these times that I realized we weren't just trying to figure out exactly how vertically integrated supply chains or the law of diminishing returns works in theory. We genuinely enjoyed each other's company. And believe it or not, inviting my peers to study groups translated to them inviting me to frat parties and sporting events and so many more activities outside of studying. Now for my next point, and this involves getting involved in campus life. The second way you can connect with others is through shared interests. You can choose to join clubs, group activities, or industry and major-specific networking events. And anyone who also attends these events is already a good candidate to connect with because you already have a common interest. So in my experience, I'm really passionate about community service. I remember seeing an email from the Office of Campus Life and seeing that there was student volunteering opportunity. There was an orientation meeting at the beginning of the semester that allowed you to learn more about the programs and basically sign up for whatever you were interested in. So I decided to go. I didn't know anybody, but I still went because I was excited to do community service and volunteer. And I met a ton of other students who were also interested in doing the same programs, and I would be volunteering with them, sometimes multiple times a week, every week. And we just had so much fun during the entire semester. We worked together in warehouses, in soup kitchens, running after-school programs for at-risk youth, and these volunteering opportunities were perfect for me. They were held during the inconvenient times like Thursday or Friday nights or early Saturday and Sunday mornings. These are the typical times that most college students either wanted to go out and party and get drunk, or they just wanted to sleep in late on the weekends. But I didn't want that typical college experience. And this is when it comes down to personal preference, because I wanted to feel like I was productive at all times, even when I wasn't sitting in class. The most important things here were really finding activities that I would enjoy, finding what mattered to me, and then exploring the different campus opportunities and activities that were going to be a good match for my preferences. And now for my final point, this requires looking outside of your college campus, actually. This means seeking out external opportunities. If you're in a city or a town with other colleges in the area, using dating apps or joining private members clubs, even just hitting up local bars and restaurants, will give you a much broader range of people that you can meet. In my experience, I really enjoyed joining a private members club for female entrepreneurs and career-oriented women in business. This was a great professional networking opportunity for me. It allowed me and encouraged me to explore different career paths and industries while I was still in college. I also use dating apps like Hinge, Bumble, and Coffee Meets Bagel. While I did do some actual dating, I also used these apps to make some great friends. For me, the dates that didn't have mutual chemistry or compatibility were still guys who I had common interests with and enjoyed hanging out with in a more platonic kind of setting. In fact, some of these guys I would then try to set up with some of my girlfriends as well. I would say if you do want to utilize dating apps to also make friends, I would really go in with the mindset of saying, not every date has to turn into something deeper. This may not be your next boyfriend or girlfriend, but this could be a really great friend. I think what matters most is that you're just getting to know more people, you're putting yourself out there, and hopefully learning new things from the new connections that you make. And the key to actually cultivating these friendships is nurturing the connections. That means listening to others, asking questions about them, showing a genuine interest in really getting to know them, and staying connected over text or social media, even when you aren't together or really engage on a consistent basis. But no matter which method you choose to utilize, the most important things to remember are to first reach out to others and then to maintain that connection. You will find that when it comes to meeting new people and making friends, you can't always control the circumstances, but you can control what you do to take the initiative.